thought that Kevin Stefanski said earlier in the year that he is focused on the development of all of his young quarterbacks. Isn't that what he said? He was focused on the development of Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shadeur Sanders. That's what he got us. And now we're at the place where you're not going to get Shadeur reps. You're not going to prepare him for the games, knowing that he could be the number 2 quarterback, knowing that he's one hit away from going in. How does that make sense?
What's normal
from a readiness standpoint? How does that make sense? Usually a backup quarterback will get 15 to 20% of the reps in practice with the first team.
Okay.
Yeah, just so he's prepared to go in the game if he has to. Right? So if you have a team period of 12 snaps, the backup quarterback will get 2 to 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is abnormal that
the fact that he's not is weird. And I don't understand it.
What the motive is here for the Browns to not make sure that he's at least somewhat ready in a God forbid type scenario if Dylan Gabriel can't go and he needs to go out there and be the starter.
Yeah, but
I don't see the conspiracy
we have to
theory
acknowledge that this is not your typical 5th round pick.
Of course, because forget even the last name, because he was supposed to be a 1st round pick. So when you have a 1st round pick,
but the last name is a part of what's baked in there in terms of why he wasn't a 1st round pick.
Right.
We saw 4 games with Joe Flacco. We're going into the 4th game with Dylan Gabriel. They've got a bye week after that. If Dylan Gabriel doesn't show better than he has in the first 3 outings, then Shadeur Sanders' time needs to be then. They should take the bye week, extra week to prepare to get Shadeur Sanders ready to go into the game. This season has always been about the Cleveland Browns getting as much information about the quarterbacks that they have under contract so they can make an informed decision about how they move forward with that position in 2026. It is a missed opportunity if they stay the course with Dylan Gabriel after the bye, if Dylan Gabriel doesn't show significant improvement against the New England Patriots this weekend. To that point, on whether or not Deshaun Watson can be the guy in 2026, we got to see Shadeur Sanders before we get to that point. But otherwise, why did you keep him on your team? There was no point. You asked the question, what was the point of starting Dylan Gabriel? What was the point of drafting Shadeur Sanders? What was the point of keeping him on your active roster if you weren't going to play him at some point this season? It would literally be pointless. It's likely going to be the last start for Dylan Gabriel unless Dylan Gabriel takes the bull by the horns and has an unbelievable performance. I don't see how that's going to happen. He's only had 10 completions of 10 air yards or more with over 130 pass attempts. So I don't see how that happens, but anything is possible. It's the NFL. People shock you. But if he doesn't play out of his mind against the New England Patriots, which is going to be hard to do against that defense, then we should see Shadeur Sanders after the bye week.